Alright everyone, I am here to do a top 5 Wednesday. I have my homework glass with my chocolate milk, so let's get going. So Top 5 Wednesday was originally created by Ginger Reads Lady, currently being hosted by Thoughts on Tomes, both fantastic channels. And this week we are talking about bookish things that we have changed our minds on. Now, I've mentioned maybe a couple of these before in other videos, and so it can be anything bookish, TBRs, genres, etc. So the first one I'm going to talk about is TBRs, and the fact that when I first got into BookTube, I thought, okay, I need a TBR for each month, right? And that just doesn't work out. Not everyone's schedule is the same, and that's completely fine. There are books that I am getting back to since a year ago. I just felt that I was not ready to read them. I could not fully appreciate them, and some I started reading and they just kind of sucked. I guess I could put DNFing on here too, but I still might go back to some of them, so I don't know if I'm a true DNFer. I'm just a not finish for now kind of person. Just because I would like to, read the book all the way through to give a full, opinion. I'm not saying that everyone has to, but that's just me. But yeah, I do TBRs and everything, and I read a lot of the books off of them, just not all in the same order, or all in the same month. Number 4 is, now I haven't had my bookshelf up for a while because I'm reorganizing and everything, but the idea of rainbow shelves used to kind of I don't know, I would question it a lot. I loved the look of it when I watched people's videos, but I was always like, I couldn't do that. I can't do that, because that series would be out of order, nothing would be alphabetical, and now I'm thinking, at least once in a while, I want to try that. I want to see what my shelf would look like as a rainbow shelf. Number 3 is, I've kind of gone back and forth on this one, but Looking for Alaska may be in the style of writing maybe John Green's best book. And I love The Fault in Our Stars. But there is something, in some ways, a little bit more realistic about that book. I hated Alaska's, feminism and everything. Feminism. Because to me, the way she acted was just kind of bratty and everything. But I like the philosophical ideas of the book. I like the fact that the characters weren't perfect and everything. So I really struggled with this one, because when I first read it, and I'm like, I hate this character. This book sucks. I mean, I like it, but it's like, I guess I'm getting out of the I must like the characters to like the book. You can have a good story and sucky characters, or you can have good characters but not the greatest plot. I've read books now where I liked the plot and everything, but it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the most exciting thing. But I did enjoy the dialogue and the characters, etc. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I have learned that, but Looking for Alaska is the example of that. So I guess that's a twofer. Number 2, everyone who did it, Rhiannon and over at Crescent Moon Reads. She hosted the wonderful, well, she has a lot of wonderful videos, but the very, very wonderful Hunger Along, which you all know that I definitely had to participate in because it requires me reading my favorite book. However, I didn't read that one because I had just read it. I reread Catching Fire, which is the second book in the trilogy. And I gotta say, I enjoy it. I love the continuing of the story. But maybe it's my age and how the characters were and everything. And also that it's somewhat of a repeat of the first one. I mean, not an exact repeat. We have differences, but obviously there's a big thing in the plot that's very, very similar. I used to say that I like the trilogy in order, 1 through 3, but I think I'm kind of liking it 1, 3, 2 now. I may be one of the very, very few people who actually prefer Mockingjay in some ways to Catching Fire, but I think it's just because it had a lot of similarities in feeling of the first one. It was much more, I don't want to say darker, they're all dark, but yeah, it's just a little more, I don't know. I think it's because you had to deal with the things like the games and the war and propaganda and aftermath and all that. So yeah, I just like aspects of that one a little bit more. And finally at number 1 is content. When I was younger, I used to read. To some degree, I had a chance to read more than I do now. But I really didn't pay attention to the content, really. I really didn't know about symbolisms and tropes and all that. And I'm not saying that I can't enjoy a fun book now, but I like character development. I mean, there are some people that still read purely for fun, and that's fine. But maybe it's because I'm also a writer too, that I look for the story behind the story, the meaning in things. I connect things to other things a lot more. So the way I read has changed. But anyways, that is my top 5 Wednesday for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Bye.